Hey everyone, I'm Connie from The Painted Photographer. Welcome back. It was a holiday week. I have just a thrift video for you. No flips today. Sorry. Next week, I promise. I just didn't have time to do the flips, but I did have time to go thrifting. So I got this watering can. And this watering can is so disgusting. Like, that is the yucky part of thrifting, is you don't know what's on it. But for 97 cents, I had to pick it up. Now I gotta wash it. I found this shelf and it's solid wood. It's got these pegs. I think they're very popular. And put some paint on here. It just is gonna change this whole look. I just really, really like it. Doesn't have a heart cut out. That's a good thing. And it's 97 cents for this solid wood shelf with the pegs. Can't beat that price. Next up, I have this board, and it's just a scrap board, pallet boards. My husband calls them fuzzy wood. But someone went through the trouble of putting them together, put a hanger on it. We just have to sand this off, and it was 67 cents. I'm sure this can be made over into something really cool. What do you think? You know, I like my gallery blanks, and this one is the backwards one where it's on the front side. So these work really good for rice paper or decoupage paper or putting molds on. And if you watch my next week's video, you're gonna see how I used one of these and did a really cool finish. So you just wait. Next week, it's really, really good. So pick these up when you see them. And of course, my prices are really good. So 37 cents for this one and 67 cents for this one. They just need a little TLC. I found a Falls Graph pitcher. It was $1.97 and it has the pretty flowers on it. Can you just see this with some floral in it? This will be listed on my website. I don't need to do anything to it. Just take the price tags off and it is going to be really good. I get a good deal and I pass that on to you. So make sure you check out my website at thepaintedphotographer.com and get yourself one of these pictures. I'll even stage it with some floral in it for you. I found these two decorative squares. They work really well if you just have a small space that you want to fill in. They need a makeover. They need a different paint finish. They were 27 cents each. So you can either stack two of them. There were three. One of them had a great big hole in the side of it, so I left it back. They do have the hanger to hang them in diamond shapes. So you would hang them like this, which is always good. Or you can just purchase one and have a little spot for it. So you can hang it like this or in a diamond pattern. But they're gonna look really cool. Here's another gallery blank. This one is the flat on the front side. This one was normally from, it looks like a Hobby Lobby, so it was normally $9 and I got it for 47 cents. So can't wait to see what I do with these. I found a jar with a bail and a glass lid. This one's really tight. It has the seal on it. It's short and squatty. I thought it was very, very different. Can you just see a transfer on here? I think I'll put a transfer on here and then list it on my website because it's just really, really cute. And it has no embossing on it, no markings on it. It was 97 cents. But with the glass lid, I love it. I found a cardboard hat box and it has a waffle weave on the top. It was 97 cents. And it's this green color. We're gonna fix that. But then it also has one on the inside. So it's just another little cardboard hat box. This one came free with the 97 cents. So 2 for 97 cents. And it's got that fun waffle print. I am going to put some decoupage paper on the outside of this. And it works good for a riser, especially in your booth or even in your home decor to have your stuff sitting on top of something else. It works really good for that. And it's also storage. You can put pictures in there. You can put anything in there and just have it closed up and neat and tidy in your house. And I also found this swan. I did post this in a reel when I found it. And she was 37 cents. Isn't she just the sweetest thing? She was a Homeco, so she's home interior. I am going to list her on my website. She's not getting a makeover. I stuck some floral in her, and you can have the floral as well. I'll sell her with the floral. So head on over to my website at thepaintedphotographer.com and grab yourself this cute little swan. That's it for my video this week. Wait. So the last item that I have is this crate. She was just putting it out as I was walking out the store. And it says Federal Fruit Fresh for Health, and it's got a little Uncle Sam hat on it. The label's peeled off on that side. This side does have some writing on it. Must be the same thing. But you can't really read it. And then the label is all off of this side. But it's a nice wood crate. I love these crates. I use them for a shelf in the booth, get some height, put something inside, have a nice background. It just needs a little refresh, a little dark and decrepit, and it's going to be all good as new. So this was 97 cents. You can even put them this way and have a little taller shelf if you need that. So they work perfect. 97 cents, and I snatched that up. That's my video for the week. Thanks for watching. I really, really do appreciate each and every one of you. If I get a chance this afternoon before I post this video and I make over one of these items or even put that transfer on that jar, I'll sneak it in here in the end. So thanks for watching, and until next time, happy painting. I couldn't let this video be done without one type of project, even though it's a day later. Here is that wine frame that I had purchased and showed you, and we're going to make this over really quickly. So the first thing that you need to do is paint I sanded it. I made sure that the lettering wasn't raised up. So I sanded the board, and then I'm putting a layer of the DIY beadboard onto the board just because I'm going to use a rice paper. And when you use decoupage paper or rice paper, you want a nice solid background because the papers are thin and they will show through. So adding the white paint makes the background very, very bright, and that image will just pop off versus having something shining through it. So the first thing that we're going to do is, this is the Feathered Friends rice paper from my last summer release, and I was going to cut this, and then I decided, nope, it doesn't fit the board. We're going to do this a different way. We're going to show you how to blend the paper into the background. So we're going to use the wet tear method. And you just take a paintbrush with some water on it and tear it away. When you're doing this, where you're going to use paint to cover up your edges, you don't want a straight line. You want a curvy line because it takes your eye a little bit longer to see a curve than it does a straight line. A straight line, your eye will just see it and go right down it. A curvy line, it has to follow that line. So we are tearing off the edges of that paper using just a wet paintbrush. And we do not have to tear the top and bottom off because they go over top of the gallery board. So this now didn't fit before, and now it really doesn't fit, which we're going to fix that with all of our different steps. So you mist it with the water bottle, making sure that you get the paper all, the fibers will release and they'll stretch a little bit, and that's important. We're going to use the DIY's liquid patina, folding back half of this paper to use it as an anchor as to where we want this paper to go. We're going to put a layer of the DIY liquid patina onto the board and then put the paper on top of that. Using the brush, we're going to smooth it out. It moved a little bit on me. You do have a little bit of time to move it around. So just make sure that you're moving it around to make sure that it's straight. Then you're going to peel back that paper on the other side. Using your liquid patina, you're going to add liquid patina to the entire other second half of the board and then flip that paper back over to it. And using the paintbrush, you're going to smooth it down and you will not have any bubbles this way. And your paper is anchored from your first strip and it's going to be exactly where you want it. We're going to take liquid patina and we're going to go over with a coat of liquid patina to make sure that it has a little bit of a protectant on it. And then we're going to let it dry. After it's completely dry, you're going to take a piece of sandpaper and sand off the edges going in a downward motion. I had a little trouble with this step because my sandpaper was worn out. It had black paint on it. I was transferring the black paint to the paper. It all worked out in the end, but take this from me. Use a piece of sandpaper that still has some grit left to it or doesn't have any paint on it. So after that was all sanded off, we're going to take this golden heavy gel matte medium and put it all over the paper. This is the step that makes it so that you can add some more layers. I mixed it with a little bit of liquid patina because it is such a heavy-bodied matte sealer and it needed to move around a little bit easier for me. So you can mix the two together just to get a nice even flowing coat on there. But again, if you're going to be adding paint to the outside of your paper, that protectant that you have on there is so important. We're going to use the black velvet and the beadboard from DIY, and we're going to make a gray color that hopefully matches that background as close as we can. Now when I'm looking at it on the screen, I think there's a little bit of green in there also. I did not paint that background. That background is a natural color of the paper that I painted these birds on, so that makes it a little bit more difficult. Normally I paint the background with DIY paint, so I can usually match it pretty well. But this is actually just the background of the paper, and I'm going to mix it on a clear sheet because I can see through it and know if I'm pretty close to what the background looks like. And this looks pretty darn close, just using the two colors and making a gray. And after that gets all mixed up, and we're going to start painting onto the board, and it looks like it matches pretty well. We're going to start painting on the board. What you don't want to do is just paint up to that edge. You want to paint over that edge. And we're going to add a little bit of black here so that we can stipple that in and give it some variation. And you want to go over the paper, and just kind of your stippling motion will also cover that edge as well. So this is going to look like a complete edge, and you do not want that. So you're going to take some more black and you're going to blend that in. Remember, we put the golden heavy gel medium on there, so if you don't like where the paint is, you can always wipe it back. And I'm wiping it back with my fingers at this point, but I can take a baby wipe and actually wipe it right back. So at some of these points, I went over the birds even with the background color and then just came back and wiped back what I didn't want on top of the birds.
time of your life. I wanna figure out what it takes to give you everything you desire. I wanna lay beneath the stars with you in the back of my truck. I guess that this is what they call love. Baby, you've been driving me crazy for so long now. I've been waiting on the sidelines, praying for the right time to let you know you're all I ever wanted and more. I wanna level out, order something and stay in. Put a record on, let's hide the phones and make believe the world don't exist. Let's pull up ties and take a trip to someplace new. Don't care where, as long as I have you. Baby, you've been driving me crazy for so long now. My love for you's insane, but I wouldn't change a thing unless you wanted me to. I'd do anything for you. Waking up next to you is all I ever wanna do. Baby, we can last forever. Baby, you've been driving me crazy for so long now. And my love for you's insane, but I wouldn't change a thing unless you wanted me to. I'd do anything. Baby, you've been driving me crazy for so long now. My love for you's insane.
Now that that has dried, it looks pretty darn good. What you could do here, if you're really nervous about it, is put another coat of that heavy gel matte medium on there. But I am pretty daring and pretty risky. I went right in on the not sealed DIY paint. I am using the Tim Holtz Harlequin collection, and I am just stenciling this diamond pattern over the outside of this frame, making your eye also not be able to see that edge. I wanted some type of dimension on the back of this background, which that is why I created this paper with the solid background. I wanted you guys to add your background to it and find out what worked for you. Either cut them out, fussy cut them out, or just add a background like we are right now. If you would like either the matte gel medium or this Tim Holtz stencil, you can find my affiliate links in the description below.
Soul searching, fall apart, tunnel vision, hiding in the dark. Well, I ain't gonna holler before I really bleed, 'cause remedy. You said I never could change. I thought I never could change. They said I never could change. Damn right, never would. Leave the light on. Leave the light on. Just leave the light on. Yeah, leave the light on. If I'll ever change, been dreaming of Nashville, Tennessee, while the cold here in Sweden got the best.
Here I am taking risk again. That was a little bold for me. So I'm now taking a piece of sandpaper and sanding off some of that black. And I'm going to make that background disappear just a little bit more. And then I also, this is where it gets really risky, and you might not want to do this. I took a baby wipe and distressed with a little bit of a baby wipe. What you're going to get is you're going to smear the paint. And I didn't know if it would smear the paint or not. And it did a little bit. But I actually, in the end, really liked how it distressed it and made the paint kind of lessen and not be so bold and in the face. So all of these steps, you either have to take risk or you have to play it safe. And if you want to play it safe, just keep adding your either liquid patina or your heavy matte gel medium. And every layer that you put on, you'll be able to take back off again.
Haven't I got better shit to think about than that shit? Like deadlines, rents due, bills pile up, family day in, day out, the clock's mocking me, getting old, oh, got the kids.
Now that I got it the way I like it, we're going to take a coat of the DIY Big Top and we're going to put that on over the top. Look at how this just pops after we're putting the Big Top on it. It just makes that background pop out and those birds are so colorful. I absolutely love this project and I hope that you do too. After that dried, I went in with the DIY's dark wax and just gave it like a little distressing around the outside. Remember, if I did not have the heavy matte gel medium on there, the DIY dark wax, you'd be able to see where I started and stopped. But with the heavy matte gel medium, I could wipe it off and make it look seamless. I hope that you enjoyed this project. I really am glad that I gave you at least one flip with this thrift haul. And this board turned out really, really cute. I hope you enjoy it. You can find the links to the DIY products and my rice paper listed in the description and also the affiliate links. Until next time, happy painting.
Wouldn't lie to you, doesn't matter what I do. She's got a hold on me. She knows how to drive a truck, but she lets me pick her up when we're going dancing. My heart starts beating when my headlights shine. She's my country girl. I couldn't tell you what she's doing with me. She's so damn out of my league. She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her red dress, and I love the way she looks in my eyes. And I'm feeling like midnight's getting closer, and I just wanna hold her in my arms till the sun comes up. She's a little bit country. Yeah, she's my country girl. She's a little bit country. Yeah, she's my country girl. She can let her hair down, but got her feet on the ground. I can't get enough of her. She can drive me so wild, just with that sweet smile, and there's nobody else for me.